Ahoy, my friends, Ryder here, and welcome back to another Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis video. Today, I'm going to be looking at the new Yuffie banner. We'll take a look at her ultimate weapon, her costume. I'm basically just going to give you guys a rundown of my thoughts on the banner, whether or not we should pull, potentially wait, etc., who it might be good for, who should potentially skip it. That being said, I want to take a look at Yuffie's ultimate weapon. Now, I'm not exactly sure where I think it's going to be somewhere in the exchange over here. All right, so we go to the Mako Gem exchange. Perfect. So here is Yuffie's weapon. It looks badass, guys. Like, let's be real. This weapon looks super cool. At least aesthetically, it looks awesome. All right, so here is the Conformer. Haven't actually seen it with all the R abilities and stuff yet. Super curious about that ATB boost Arcanum. Sounds really cool, but we have equivalent physical attack, magic attack at 198 points right here. The ultimate command ability, Ferocity, with a charge of 60 seconds, 2 casts, deals 2,000% physical magic non-elemental damage. It breaks physical defense and magic defense to high to a single enemy. All right, with a duration of 30 seconds each and an extension of 30 seconds, right? And then it will also give her 7 ATB, which is pretty insane. It does mean that you need to time this ability very well, but for any seasoned player, that's not going to be a problem here, right? Now, for the R abilities, we have boost ability potency at 20, right, which is going to give us attack stance, command gauge, max physical and magic ability damage plus 15%, so pretty damn solid. And then here we have the special R ability. It does look like a lot of these ultimate weapons, their second R ability is kind of unique. All right, so this one has 25 points, ATB plus 4 when the battle begins. Holy smokes. I really feel like they have found what matches Yuffie, right? She's like a ninja, she's super quick, and I feel like this ultimate weapon really matches her. If you guys are a Yuffie fan and you love her as a character, you love to play her, obviously this is going to be something that you're really going to shoot for. I will say that, like, in most circumstances, 98% of the time, we're probably not good to be chasing ultimate weapons to the pity, right? Obviously, I was in the special little percent on the last banner with Aerith's where I ultimately did chase it to the pity, but that's not going to be something I'm going to be doing for every character. Now, Yuffie, for me, is a character that I do use, but not nearly as often as some other characters in the game. Red 13, Cloud, Aerith, Tifa, you know, Sephiroth even. And maybe even Zack. She's like around Zack for me. I think they get the same amount of playtime. So, you know, obviously I'll be pulling on at least one banner this month, hopefully 2. It just depends on how lucky I get. So I'm going to be just hoping to get a copy of this, but definitely won't be something that I'm chasing to the pity, but really like the weapon, guys. It is a really cool weapon, but like I said, it's going to take some finesse in order to use it properly. All right, so that is the ultimate weapon right there. And honestly, guys, I think for ultimate weapons, like, you can either choose to go for the ones that are the most relevant for the game. Aerith's Princess Guard is one that obviously we know is going to, you know, pay for itself in the future. Not every character is going to have an ultimate weapon like that, but I think either you're choosing to go for the ones that are going to enable gameplay for a while, or you're basically just choosing the ultimate weapons for your favorite characters. There is no wrong choice here, guys. It is what it is. You just got to decide which bracket you're in, and then basically make your choices like that. So let's go over to Yuffie's banner. Let's try on her new costume. Kind of reminds me of like an elk or something like that. It's really cool. I like the colors here on the jacket. We have the holiday bell. Personally, I'm a little confused about the fact that she's, you know, using a bell as a weapon. She like uses a giant shuriken that could like cleave off someone's head, and now we have a bell. So I'm not quite sure because she throws her weapons and they come back to her. I feel like this bell is like she throws it at the enemy and it's gonna like dink him in the forehead and then fall on the ground. It's like, I don't think this bell has the transformative power to return to her upon being summoned, but other than that, it is a cool looking bell. I like the gold, I like the red, I like the whole color spiel on her costume. She just looks freaking cute, and like, it's fun. It's nice for Christmas to get this kind of stuff. So let's take a look at her actual costume here. First R ability, boost wind potency 15 points, guys. That's wind ability damage plus 25%. So she is going to be a wind powerhouse, guys. Super wind powerhouse plus the Windstrike Arcanum. So just between the two R abilities, you have an extra 60% of wind damage, which is absolutely insane, guys. So if you guys built Yuffie's diner tray up to OB10, this is definitely going to be a fantastic Arcanum. Now, is it necessary? Right? I feel like all this extra wind damage is to make up for the lower damage percent on her new weapon. So let's go take a look at the weapon itself right here, guys. All right, so here's the Holiday Bell. Base 5-star, right? I wish they hadn't taken out the base 5-star level 120. Kind of annoying, to be honest, because now we can't actually see the R abilities that you would get if you only had one copy and you took it to max level. However, because this weapon is not limited, guys, you know, it doesn't really matter. You can put it on the wish list. Obviously, this is a weapon that you want to take to OB6, right? Because this weapon has a potency of low that goes to max potency mid, and that doesn't actually change until you get to OB6, and it doesn't change at all when you get to OB10, right? Just the duration changes, just the damage changes. But the damage itself here, guys, 450%, it doesn't seem like it's very much. Now, we don't know, you know, some of the strongest players in this game, right? Like, for example, VRT, right? If VRT puts this into a build where he can fully flesh out and make her a true DPS, I'm sure that a player like him is going to pull potential out of this weapon. But is that the same for all of us out there who may not have access to all the same things? And I think the answer is no, right? So for me, I feel like I might not be able to really pull out the true potential of this weapon. I feel like you would probably need a lot of other things to accompany it. And then the fact that, well, we'll get to the potencies, or the potencies later on, but let's take a look at this weapon at base, or OB1 level 120. We have 407 magic attack, right? We have our abilities at 42 magic attack, wind potency 15, and our support abilities are double magic attack boost in the first 2 slots and circle sigil breaker in the 3rd slot. So pretty good R abilities, I'd say, all around, like A tier, nothing absolutely crazy here. Our abilities closer to S tier. If we take it to OB10, we have 62 over 39. Very strong, guys. This is going to be probably the best back-end magic attack / wind potency weapon in the game, right? So probably, you know, we're guessing that Cloud is going to come out with the main wind Arcanum. He's going to be the main damage dealer against Titan. That is not set in stone. That's just my guess, but I think that it's a pretty educated guess based on what we know. And so you know, we might be running Yuffie and Cloud together. I know there will be certain situations where we are, but even if you don't run Yuffie, just throwing this on Cloud, I'm guessing he'll get Magic Wind, is going to be super powerful, right? But I don't really think that this weapon is necessarily the right thing to go for most players. I think high-end players, this is going to have a lot of play in their builds, but for all the other mortals in the game, like myself out there, I think we should kind of take a second here. So my initial response to this is pretty much the same as usual, right? I'm going to say, for me personally, guys, I am going to wait to see the next banner. So if we take a look at when this banner actually stops, it ends on my birthday, December 31st, all right? So we have the entire month to decide if this weapon is really worth it, right? And is it worth it necessarily to go for the costume? You know, if you already have the previous Yuffie Arcanum, I don't think it's necessarily that important. Obviously, it's a boost up, it's a double Arcanum, we haven't seen anything like it before, but is it absolutely necessary? Definitely not, in my opinion. So we're just gonna have to kind of wait and see what the other banners are going to look like this month. You know, we're trying to put together a team for Titan. We're keeping in mind that the Guild War number 6 is going to be happening this month, right? So there's a lot of different factors moving on in the game. Now, you know, that's coming from the perspective of a player who is, I am making my choices based on my capacity to play the game to its fullest, right? So, you know, very rarely am I going to pull based on a favorite character. If it's Cloud, right, like, then yeah, right? I have that weakness for that character. It goes all the way back to my childhood. First freaking video game I ever owned was Final Fantasy VII, and it changed my life, guys. It really did. So But that being said, I want to play the game, and I think that for me, the best thing to do is essentially just wait to see what else is coming. We can always come back. We have, 25 days, 26 days, and then you can get an idea of what you want because, for each month you want to choose the banner you're going for first needs to be the most important banner for your account or your favorite banner of the month. So I think that being patient pays off oftentimes in this game, and so that's my recommendation to most of you guys. Now, for those of you guys that do want to pull, right, this weapon increases or decreases wind resist and magic defense here, guys. Now, the one gripe I have with this weapon is that its potency goes from low to high, and I think I'm standing in the same corner as a lot of players that are kind of over the low to high thing, right? Like when the boss gets a huge wind resistance up, like we're going to be taking that down. As far as I know, even though it goes low to high, you're still hitting low, 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 I think, on the break. I mean, pretty sure it's something like that. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I just think that, maybe they thought it would be too powerful, but now it feels a little bit underwhelming at the same time. Now, if you have this fully built up, it's going to definitely be good, but there are other replacements. Red 13 has a Wind Imperil weapon. Who else has one? We have Aerith has her Wind Imperil weapon, although that one doesn't break magic defense. It breaks physical defense. But the Imperil on Aerith's weapon is high on the first cast. So in that regard, it's superior to this weapon. But it doesn't have the same type of damage on it. It doesn't break magic defense, which is obviously going to be pertinent for the next battles coming, because whatever is starting the month, as I've seen recently in the last couple months, is basically going to dictate the direction of the month. So everything is going to be focused around win this month, or the majority of banners around win. So obviously this is going to be a very strong comrade weapon to what else is coming, but I don't think this is the main thing that's going to be coming out this month. I think this is going to be a bonus for players that have extra crystals right now, or are more high-end players that have the resources to go after something like this and won't be disappointed. Hopefully, I'm not sure about that low to high. That's the one thing that's kind of holding me back right here, guys, but just keep that in mind. It's not perfect. It is good. It is interesting. The costume is cool. But my recommendation to basically everyone, unless you don't have a imperiling weapon, and even then there might be better choices, is to just wait, guys. I think we should wait to see the next coming banners. We have the whole month. Let's take the time, let's be patient, and let's choose the best banners for this month to have the most fun with the coming events in this game. But if you guys love Yuffie, if she's your favorite character, and you're definitely going to go for this banner just because you pull for all the Yuffie stuff, I wish you guys the best of luck. I hope you get, 10 5-stars and you get OB10 on the very first pull. That would be freaking cool. But yeah, guys, that's going to basically conclude my thoughts on this banner. For me, it's a skip for now. As you guys can see, I don't have extensive resources really. I can probably pull 2 banners this month, but I gotta choose the right banners this month, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do. So yeah, that being said, guys, if you guys enjoyed this video today, please don't forget to drop a like, subscribe to the channel for more Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis content. I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.